Hiya, I'm going to do a really simple makeup today, a nice red lip, liner flick and a nice flawless base. I'm going to start with a little bit of primer. Now I'm not going to put this everywhere, but I'm just going to put it on my forehead and a little bit on the cheeks because I'm really quite red and textured there this week, which I haven't had in a little while. So I'm just going to make sure I've got a little bit of extra hold in those areas. There we go. I've got QVC days this week, so I probably won't get a chance to come on and do any videos or anything. So I thought while I was getting ready today, it would be the perfect time to just hop on and have a little chat. So what I'm going to do is take a nice sheer layer. It doesn't look very sheer on my nose. Nice sheer layer all over. And then I'll go back in and press a little bit more coverage just in the areas where I need it. That's my favourite tip for if you want to cover anything in your skin but you don't want to look like you've got absolutely loads of makeup on. Don't feel like you've got to put that much coverage everywhere. I think sometimes it's a bit of a default reaction to just put everything everywhere. Whereas, for example, that primer, I know that there's certain areas I need it more than others. I'll just keep it to those places. And it's exactly the same with the foundation. Everything I'm going to use today is from It Cosmetics because I'm on my way to do some videos. On my way. I mean, I'm going to be staying in the living room, but I'm getting ready to do some videos. So everything's from it today. I will put a list of everything in the description box so you can have a little look. And just in case, we have a Today Special Value this week on QVC. If you have any questions around that, I've made a little highlight in my highlights section on Instagram, and it's literally called TSV. You've got everything you need in there, shade charts, links, a comparison between if you know what you wear in CC and you want to know what you'd be in the new foundation. Literally everything is in there. And you can always message the It Cosmetics page as well if you need any other suggestions or you've got any other questions. Right, so nice flawless base all over. What I've been finding with this is that it dries to quite a nice velvety finish. I don't always need to set it with powder. So I'm just going to let that do its own thing for a minute. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of brows and a lip. I'm doing some quite festive videos today. And I feel like a red lip just always looks festive, doesn't it? So keeping it simple, but with a nice little pop of colour. I also think even if you're going in with a really simple makeup, you know, nice and fresh, having a bit of eyeliner, a nice defined brow and a really polished red lip just makes you look really put together even though you've only done a few little steps. Now, as you can see, I've just thrown that pencil on. But I would really recommend if you've got a little mascara spoolie like this, or if you finish a mascara, just clean it once it's completely finished and keep it with your makeup brushes, because that is one of the best tools to just soften anything that looks a little bit too rich. And it softens out any little harsh lines, because I like my brows to look quite fluffy. Now, filled in any gaps, perfect. What I am going to do, I was just saying all that about not powdering, I'm going to take a little bit of powder along the eyelids. Now, all I took on my lids was the excess from my foundation brush. But I've had quite a few questions recently about mascara smudging or rubbing or spilling away. a few things I'd say: always set around your eyes with powder, because that will help to seal everything in, and it's the moisture in that area that might be causing the mascara to smudge or run. So if you're eliminating the moisture, you're hopefully going to eliminate the risk of that. But also, I just had it in my head what the other good point was with the powder. Mascara, oh yeah, the other one is nothing to do with the powder. Also, have a little look at tubing mascaras. Just have a Google. There's loads on the market. Clinique do a great one, but you'll find something from a brand that you already know and trust. I'm just going in with a bit of gel liner, by the way. Tubing mascara kind of like crumbles away when you wash it with water. That's all you need to remove it. But I find that doesn't smudge anywhere near like a usual mascara. So if you're really struggling with smudging, do give that a go. Now, I did say about 100 years ago I was going to do a mascara comparison video, and I just haven't got around to it. I absolutely will do that. In the meantime, I really shouldn't be talking while I'm doing this, but anyway, in the meantime, Caroline Barnes has done a brilliant one, just comparing all the different mascaras, and she made a really good point that, like, it's not necessarily that one mascara is better than someone else's. It's more that lots of them do different things, and it's up to you to decide what you want your mascara to do, and then find a mascara that does that. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone says, what's the best mascara? I, for example, love the Superhero mascara from It Cosmetics. That's the one I wear the most. But they do a brilliant one called Tightline, which is also lovely, but it isn't the same as the Superhero. They do completely different things. So where that might be your favourite, something else would be my favourite. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm just going in with my gel, by the way. And as you can see, I'm looking down into my mirror. What I would say, if you're someone that notices you've got little fine lines on the lids, gel doesn't spill into those lines. It just sits where you put it, and that's the end of that. So it's a really handy liner if you find that it all kind of spills. Because believe me, I find that some of them spill and it's a nightmare. Okay. Now for the task of trying to get those even. That's not too bad, is it? I think I need to bring this one down a bit. There we go. I'm going to put a tiny bit more of this and tickle it right into that lash line, because I don't want any little gaps when I put my mascara there, because I've got quite fine lashes. Just tickle that in. That's a tiny little brush from, it's completely ribbed off. I've had that for years, from Medusa's makeup. I don't know if they're still going. It was a little independent. I'll laugh now if I Google it and there's some huge thing. But at the time I got those years and years ago, it was when I was at uni. They were a little independent company with this little set of pink brushes. I think they came from America or something. They were fantastic. That's one thing actually I have been meaning to say for ages. I know I'm always showing different brushes, but like, bear in mind, I've been collecting these brushes for 10 years, do you know? And like, I don't think that anyone needs the same amount of brushes as me. I've got this many because I'm doing makeup every day. But for the average person, a few brushes is more than enough to do a really lovely job of your makeup. I do have some videos actually, if you go back through the IGTVs, all about brushes and nice shapes and things like that. So do have a little mooch. Okay, 10 minutes, not doing too badly. Oh, I did want to show you as well. I'll tell you while I'm doing my complexion. I got some lovely bits of jewellery this weekend. from Laura Gravestock. And basically I was talking to her the other day. I have loved her jewellery. I first found her website and found her back in 2012. It was when I used to work at Mascara, and I used to sit at work on the website and just be desperate for everything. She just does really lovely little dainty gold bits. And over the years, I've got loads of things, and I found some of them recently. So like that little heart ring, I bought myself when I'd been at Selfridges for a year. That little rose ring, I think I got that in 2012 when I first found her. They're the ones, actually, speaking of jewellery, I've gone off on a tangent. They're the ones from Iris from Rainbow Rocks. I only found her page recently, and she's basically a little independent jeweller as well, who makes all these lovely pieces that look really expensive, but they're really affordable. But Laura, back to Laura, there's been loads of little times in my life that I've got bits from her for people for presents. So I got something for my sister when she had her first baby. A good friend of mine actually got me a bracelet with someone's name on when they passed away. I've got my little sentimental pieces. So the other day, I was getting a gift for a friend, actually, for a nice reason. Won't say too much, just heaven forbid in case she's watching. I don't think she would be watching, but most of my best friends don't even have Instagram or anything. But anyway, I got some bits from her, and some of these are like, I used to go on the website this many years ago and be desperate to have them. So it was really lovely to be like, do you know what? After wanting that for about 8 years, and after we've just been indoors for months and months, yeah, I'm going to get myself a couple of necklaces. But she's a really lovely girl. She really because I'm always saying, oh, I'm getting this for this purpose, for this reason. And she'll get really excited with me. And Iris is absolutely lovely as well. I only, you know, when you just think, just have a look for 5 minutes. I sent her a message going, oh my gosh, you know, there's no sizes on the rings. What do I do? How do I choose? There were adjustable rings. So I was like, I'm so sorry. I've figured it all out now. But she has the loveliest shop as well. I found her by chance the other day, and she used to be a jeweller in Hatton Garden. And I remember when I saw the ring, it was on someone else's page. I thought to myself, God, that looks so expensive, and it looks like the kind of things I'd be putting on a Pinterest board. But it wasn't that expensive when I clicked. And then when I said that to her, she was like, that was exactly the vision I had for making the pieces. So anyway, let me put some lipstick on. I've gone completely on a tangent now. But you know what? It's nice to just know that you're getting something from an independent business, isn't it? And a nice person behind it. Okay, well, there's my little Christmassy makeup. I think I could do with a bit of blusher, actually. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed. As I say, I probably won't put a video up for a few days because I'm either going to be at QVC or having a big sleep after QVC. So I will see you at some point in the future, and take care.